Now we come to strobylation, next method of asexual reproduction. Strobylation is transverse budding. It is the formation of repeated segments. In this way, repeated segments they are formed. It occurs in Scyphistoma. Scyphistoma is a larva in the life cycle of Aurelia aorta, jellyfish. It is a coelenterate. It forms repeated segments called iphyrae. That is why, due to the formation of repeated segments, it is also called, Scyphistoma is also called strobila. Strobila means segmented body. In case of tapeworm also, there are three parts: head, neck, strobila. Strobila has 800 to 1000 segments. The repeated segmented body is called strobila. Here it is also called strobila. It is a larva. Its second name is Scyphistoma. Repeated transverse segments, they are called iphyrae. These iphyrae, they detach at the distal end and lead free swimming life. But after some time, they metamorphose or change into jellyfish. This is how strobylation occurs. Once again, strobylation is just a transverse budding. That is budding which occurs in this way, transversely. Formation of repeated segments, that process is called strobylation. Repeated segments. In this way, it also occurs in, as I told you, in tapeworm, in the neck of tapeworm, new segments are formed, about 6 to 8 per day. They shift into the strobila. Strobila comprises of, in tapeworm, 800 to 1000 segments. And here also we will find in jellyfish, in the larva of jellyfish, Scyphistoma, repeated segments are formed. That is why it is called strobila. Repeated segments, they are called iphyrae. The iphyrae are the larvae, next type of larva. They get free from distal end and enjoy free living life for some time and then metamorphose into jellyfish. Once again, strobylation is a transverse budding in this way. The formation of repeated segments, that process is called strobylation. It occurs in Scyphistoma. Scyphistoma is a larva in the life history of jellyfish, that is Aurelia aorta, whose body is made up of more than 99% of water. The Scyphistoma forms repeated segments. That is why it is called strobila. In tapeworm also we will find there are three parts: head, neck, strobila. Strobila contains 800 to 1000 segments. They are formed. In case of tapeworm, strobylation occurs in the neck. 6 to 8 segments are formed per day. Repeated transverse segments, they are called iphyrae in jellyfish. In jellyfish, that is in case of Scyphistoma, repeated segments are called iphyrae. These iphyrae are detached and lead a free swimming life for some time, then metamorphose or change into jellyfish. This is how strobilation occurs. In case of tapeworm, the repeated segments which are formed 6 to 8 per day in the neck, they shift into the strobila, that is the posterior part of the body of tapeworm, and remain attached until they become gravid proglottids. Segments are called gravid proglottids in tapeworm, but here segments are called ephrae. They are the larvae. This is about strobilation in Scyphistoma. Now, next we come to fragmentation. Fragmentation is the next method of asexual reproduction. The body of the organism breaks up into 2 or more segments or parts, and each part produces a new organism. Again, body of the organism breaks up accidentally or maybe some other reason into 2 or more fragments or parts. Each part produces new organism. It occurs in both plants and animals. In animals, for example, we come to starfish. Starfish, it is a echinodermate. Starfish, it has central disc and 5 arms. If any arm along with the part of central disc is accidentally broken, then it will produce new starfish. Even if all the 5 arms they are broken, along with small part of central disc, they are capable of giving rise to new starfishes. That is Astrias. Starfish, its geological name is Astrea rubens. In planaria also, if it is broken into 2 or more segments, even 3, then each fragment produces new planaria. Earthworm, if it is broken into 2 or 3 pieces, each piece will give rise to new earthworm. It belongs to phylum Annelida. In sponges, if a sponge is broken into large number of fragments, then each fragment, each part will give rise to new sponge. Now in Sparrowgera, which is alga, if the filament is broken into 2 or more parts, then each part will give rise to new Sparrowgera filament. Similarly in Rhizopus, if mycelium is the body of the fungus, for example, Rhizopus is there, or mucor, if any part is mycelium is broken, then each part will give rise to new mycelium. Mycelium is a body of the fungus. It is made up of hyphae, thread-like structures. In Rixia and Markensia also, if the branches are separated, they give rise to new Rixias. And Markensias. Reginella also, if stem is broken up into fragments, then it will give us these fragments produce new flagellas. This is what is in fern also. If rootstock rhizome is broken, then it will give rise to new ferns. This is about fragmentation in case of both plants and animals.